Flooding swamps New Orleans. Possible hurricane. New Orleans APUA storm swamped New Orleans streets and paralyzed traffic Wednesday as concerns grew that even worse weather was on the way. A possible hurricane that could strike the Gulf Coast and raise the Mississippi River to the brim of the city's protective levees. The storm was associated with an atmospheric disturbance in the Gulf that forecasters said was on track to strengthen into a hurricane by the weekend. The national lines of thunderstorms ranged far out into the Gulf and battered New Orleans, where as much as 8 inches 18 centimeters of rain fell over a 3-hour period Wednesday morning, officials said. Mississippi and Texas were also at risk of torrential rains. In New Orleans, streets turned into small, swift rivers that overturned garbage cans and picked up pieces of floating wood. Water was up to the Chandris Rethmeyer lost her car to the flood and had to wade through water about 4 feet (1.22 meters) deep to get to safety. She was on her way. Valerie R. Burton woke up Wednesday to what looked like a lake outside her door. There. Government. John Bell Edwards, V. Forecasters said Louisiana could see up to 12 inches 30 centimeters of rain by Monday, with isolated areas receiving as much as 18 inches 46 centimeters. The additional rain could push the already swollen Mississippi River precariously close to the tops of levees that protect New Orleans, officials said. A spokesman for the Army Corps of Engineers in New Orleans said the agency was not expecting widespread overtopping of the levees, but there are concerns for areas south of the city. The river was The Corps was working with local officials to identify any low-lying areas and reinforce them, he said. He cautioned that New Orleans officials have asked residents to keep at least 3 days of supplies on hand and to keep their neighborhood storm drains clear so water can move quickly. As the water from Tanya Gulliver Garcia was trying to make her way home during the deluge. Flooded streets. Wednesday's flooding was reminiscent of floodwaters that surprised the city during an August 2017 rain. That flood exposed. On Wednesday, the board said 118 of 120 drainage pumps were operational and the agency was fully staffed. But the agency's Associated Press writers Kevin McGill and Rebecca Santana in New Orleans and Jeff Martin in Atlanta contributed to this report. Search for location/city.
Raindrop, truck top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.